Hello, Dr. Vikki Petersen here. I wanted to talk to you today about some new research that came out that has found some foods that actually have gluten in them, yet these foods are labeled gluten-free. I know that's our worst nightmare, and this is not a lot of food, so don't get overly concerned, but if it's any food, we need to know. I will include in the description under the video the research links, so you'll know. The researchers came out of Madrid, Spain, and this was just a couple of months ago. And what they found was that the standard ELISA testing, which is how we find out how many parts per million of gluten is in a food, and by law it has to be under 20 parts per million, that for certain foods that is not accurate. So these are foods that are called hydrolyzed foods. So hydrolysis basically means you're adding water to a food to break it up into its component parts. You can almost think of it as like a pre-digestion process, if you will. The foods that they found that were problematic were beers, baby foods, certain syrups, and lastly, there is a product called hydrolyzed vegetable protein. In this country, they do label that. So if it said hydrolyzed vegetable protein and it didn't come from wheat, it would say corn, or if it's made from wheat, it would say wheat. So we've always thought that would be something to avoid if it was made from a glutinous grain. But the others, as far as the beer, the baby food, and the syrup, that was not data that we had before. So as an example, some of the beers they tested, even though they had passed through the ELISA testing at less than 20 parts per million, with their more sensitive testing, they were finding these beers anywhere from 60 to 200 parts per million. So this is definitely going to bother somebody who is gluten intolerant. So it's words to the wise, be cautious. Look for these products, find out if they've been hydrolyzed, because this testing is just in the scientific world right now. The good news is that, as I said, it's not a lot of foods, but also that this new testing is very inexpensive. So it's not cost prohibitive, so that won't be hopefully a stopping point. But share this with others that you know, especially if they're babies, or the syrups, the beers. Those are the cautionary foods at this point. So I hope you found this helpful. Please let me know how you're doing, any questions you have. I always love to hear from you. And until next time, I wish you very good health.